All right. Welcome back to the Can-Am Connection, everybody. Jody, Nathan, it's nice once in a while to strictly have Canadians on this show, and I see that we're all here. Uh, yeah. So we
Should I
don't
get
have
my should I get my Canadian jersey on?
we don't necessarily have the am portion of it, but
Should I go in my closet and get my Canadian jersey on?
next Curtis Mocan right here. Curtis, I'm training
Wow.
so hard, man. You
Curtis.
have no. I've stepped it up. Whew. The Team Arm Wrestling Federation.
Yes,
Coming
I
up.
know.
Yes.
He
I'm
was there
telling you,
this
man.
weekend.
Now, how you feeling about that? I mean, like, I understand, you're on the team and everything. The BC Wildcats, I think they're called. And tell us
Vancouver
more.
Wildcats. I feel great.
Yeah, so
I great bunch of guys. Looking forward to competing against all those teams. I feel like I'm the oldest guy on. Me and Fraser are the two old men on the team.
It's because
And,
you are.
Hey,
I said it's because you are.
we are. A couple of Grand Masters as of January 1st for me.
nice.
Let everyone know in case y'all forgot, because I haven't pulled Josh Bellin in a long time, and I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
Anyway, where are we going to start with this, guys? Because it is Soapbox Day today. That's what we're talking about, and I've just got an offer sent to me. My God,
An offer?
It's nothing at all. Real estate, buddy. Real estate.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, whoa, let us know. But if it's real estate, no offense, but that's above my pay grade. But yeah, Soapbox, what the hell happened over the weekend? Can someone tell me,
People are dumb.
We broadcast arm wrestling. We talk about it, the good, the bad, the ugly. The hell is everything was ugly. I don't know what the hell happened. It been in various parts of the country. Everything went down. Canada, Texas, wherever the fuck, So whatever.
I wouldn't say it's all. I wouldn't say it's all ugly this weekend. There were some absolutely awesome things that took place as well.
Hey, well, first,
no, it was. Well, here
the Roussin for another amazing Ottawa Open.
Yeah, great event, man. Atmosphere was great. A lot of really good pullers there. Great time. Some big things happened.
Not
without some controversy,
Before you start, Nathan, I just want to say congratulations to everybody who partaked in the Ottawa Open. Eric Roussin, I talked to him this morning and asked him, say, hey, how many entries? He said, kind of short, but 532 entries, by the way. So congrats everybody for that.
Yeah, there was some weather. We had snow and freezing rain and everything else, and that brought the entries down a little bit. But all in all, it was a great event. It ran so smooth. Like so smooth. So
good morning, Tim. Welcome to the show. And before we get to your issues, I know you were at a certain event that had some controversy. We'll get to yours. But first thing I want to say to you is congratulations to you and the boys from Arizona representing our sports entertainment. You guys walked away with 12 medals. Congrats on that.
Oh, thanks.
There was controversy there too. What?
Ottawa Open, the good, bad, and ugly. I'll let you. You were there in person. I'll let you roll with it.
Yeah, I'm super happy for Danny. He got his gold bison, and he was definitely wanting to do that. He had some really good wars too. I mean, he finished first in the Grand Masters class, and then finished like 5th or 6th out of 22 in the 210 Open class. So
nice.
Not like it was an easy day for him. I enjoyed it. Didn't perform my best, but I'm not mad about it. Shit happens. You don't lose, you learn, as I say. So you move forward, you figure things out. ET winning the ladies 115 under class over Ursula and Ashley Costello at 15 years old. Like,
that's incredible, man.
Girl's got an amazing future. She took second on the left to Ursula, first on the right over Ursula. So, like, I mean, what can you say at 15 years old?
future world champion many times, I think. In her
Yeah,
future.
no ifs, ands, or buts. Her future is.
Look at Tim just getting served stuff over here.
What the
Ooh.
hell, man?
Cranberry bliss.
What the hell, Kayla?
No,
Oh.
no, she's not. Uh,
Well,
you
you
know,
know what? One
there's a
of these
little bit of
years.
controversy.
Oh
Um,
Lord, yes. This woo.
so I don't think you're ever going to go through an event without any controversy. I don't even want to say it's controversy. It's just one particular person being a certain way and then trying to
Don't
go on.
don't dance around it. Let's not beat around the bush. Say it. What happened?
Well, I mean, so for those that don't know, in Canada, if you win the trifecta, which is your provincial, the Ottawa Open, and your national, you win the trifecta, you're in a pot for $2,500, right? If you're the only one to do it, you get the 2,500. If multiple people do it, then you split the money, right?
Right.
So Jocelyn had already won her provincial by winning the Northern Ontario Open. So she goes, well, heck, I guess I'm going to pull this right-handed. That way I can get two legs of the trifecta. Well, one girl decides that she's going to refuse to grip up with her and literally walks away from the table going, like it's not even worth her time. So Jocelyn takes the win there, and then the girl gets back to the final and refuses to come to the table. Now, you paid your money, and you're not even yet like, and you're not even willing to figure out what your level's at. Like, come
Does
on.
this girl not have a name?
Yeah, she does.
What's the
I'll
name?
fucking say it. What's her
Yeah.
name? Is it Freda?
Yeah, she's from Quebec.
Okay.
It's like
Frede.
yeah, it's like
Now
Freddie or
listen,
something. But my
Is there,
thing is like,
is there past beef? Is there past beef? What's the point here?
no, the thing is she feels like, Jocelyn's an elite puller and shouldn't be pulling against people in tournaments.
An
Since
elite
she's been
tournament. An elite
yeah.
tournament.
You should be thankful that she is going to pull in there, and you get to pull her to get that fucking experience.
right?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
that's a bitch move.
But again, we're talking maybe 2 years. I'm guessing that this young lady's been in the sport. Maybe.
I don't know, but like my thing is like the refusal to even put your elbow on the pad or even attempt to compete against your opponent. An opponent is just like the epitome of like unsportsman. Like
That's horrible.
even if like I've told people that I know that I'm not going to beat. You know, I've been on the table with some of the best European arm wrestlers in my weight class. Like I know I'm not going to beat them, but by golly, I'm going to fight them to see where my level's at and where I need to improve on. Like, and then she tried to use the excuse of, "Oh, I was afraid I'm going to get injured." Like there were other girls that pulled Jocelyn, and Jocelyn just held them and pinned them. It wasn't like she's never tried to intentionally hurt anybody. So let's be fucking completely clear on that.
I
And then
gotta ask that question. Is there any scenario you can think of where someone can intentionally injure someone if they're conscious of, this person is significantly stronger than me? Because there's a right way to lose where you're not going to get hurt. There's no matter what the opponent does, you're not going to get an injury.
No.
Well, we've had, I guess, the four of us have had people in the chat. I know we've been in tournaments where you get somebody probably new, they want to jump in and test themselves from the amateur ranks, whatever, and you probably get a whisper, "Hey, this is his first tournament," or "Hey, this guy's a newbie, kind of take it easy." And as the veteran pullers that we are, you don't smack them off the go. You kind of just, load up and see what they got. Then you kind of take them, let them work all, but take them down slowly. That's not a disrespectful thing, I don't think, but I could be wrong.
So here's the best example of this I can use, right? Colorado, there was an arm break at the tournament. Tim, you and I were both there. Brad Grundy was pulling a guy it was his first like high-end tournament, and Brad was letting the guy work. Brad didn't break his arm. That guy broke his own arm and put himself in the spot to break his own arm. So you're kind of your own worst enemy when it comes to a break. You're putting yourself in that situation. A stronger person is going to be able to pull you through. But if you're the one that puts yourself in a bad spot, then it's on you.
Man, I just don't understand that. Like, I remember back in the day, Matt Mask, Devin, Barbosa, John. I had to pull some of these guys at freaking WAL. Man, I ran up to that table. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to crack their ass. Like it's fun at that point. Like, know you're gonna lose, cool, but if I can go have fun with it, just give them something.
See where
But see,
Don't
there
be
you go,
out
Tim.
like that.
Can I piggyback on your comment, Tim? Because
Yeah,
we who got in sport years ago, that's what it was for us. Like, we were excited. Do we have a snowball's chance in hell to beat these guys? Probably not. But you know what, though? Maybe they had a struggle the previous match. And maybe, just maybe, if I can get to that one spot and surprise them, maybe that'll be the shot heard in the world. And hopefully Gary Roberts was there, because you know your shit was going to be on TV. But
yeah, right.
that's how we thought, though. These new waves of pullers now, they're all like, I don't want to put my losses on social media. Well, if I lose, I might get my chances hurt to be on this bigger card. I'm like, stop all that. Stop.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Go fucking play pickleball then. Get the fuck out of arm wrestling.
Well, that's my thing. Like, if you're in the sport and you're like worried about injuries, then you're in the wrong sport.
I injured my knee playing pickleball a couple of years ago, Tim.
Oh, damn, sorry.
It's not a good sport for a big person to play.
That's fair.
Well, I rushed with my Achilles playing kickball, but that's a whole other issue. But still, you can get hurt doing anything, so.
Man, I'm so mad I wasn't up there, Nathan. I wanted to be there so bad, but life happens.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the flights were great. I had no issue going there or coming back,
Yeah.
really. I mean, we did have an issue coming back. I can't say that. So our flight in Washington, D.C. was delayed due to weather in a different state from which our plane was coming from. But other than that, we had zero delays. Flights were smooth. Weather in Ottawa was nice, other than the freezing rain that one day. But
yeah, I wish we were there. I wanted to be there really bad. Then, of course, we had monsoon season. It's over, but we had it. So games got rescheduled, and all of a sudden, Suns baseball games there. And hell, I wanted to bring a team to Texas to prove some points, anyways.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry, we'll get to that, because I want to hear all about it. But to finish up with the Ottawa controversy or whatnot, because it's kind of odd that took place the way it did. And one has to wonder, after watching a video and then hearing that, hey, coming back from the B side, it's the finals. It's, her and Josh, and she decides, I'm not coming to the table. Makes me wonder, did somebody get in her ear?
no, I think it's just her attitude of, I think she's one of those people that it looks good on social media. And then ultimately the worst part was, she went and made this long social media post about her integrity and questioning Jocelyn's integrity and sportsmanship and stuff like that. I'm like, and
Wow.
you wouldn't even come to the table or attempt to take a grip or attempt to pull. So how can you be questioning anybody? And then after she got some shit from people online, guess what? She went and changed everything. Took down all the words and just put a picture of herself up there.
Nathan, I'm gonna butt in real fast. I don't mean to cut you off. That was my event. She would have been disqualified and took last place. Just saying.
Yeah, it's sad, because it's a big event, and it's not like the Ottawa Opens is some kind of Roscoe's Barbecue Invitational. That's a legit tournament with legit.
There were people from England. There were people from other, the U.S. There were people from other countries that are competing.
You need to expect that there's going to be killers there at this tournament. You need to expect that. And I if she would have taken the loss on the first one, fine. But once you're on the B side and you've won the B side now, and you have one person standing in front of you, why not give it a go? Because either way, you're taking the loss.
Yeah. Yes,
is there something to be said? Is it being represented that, I never got pinned, but I got second place? Is that the story that's going to come out of it?
It's funny, right? Yes, we all know where Jocelyn's level is. She's pulled some of the best people. The only person she hasn't pulled within the top 4 in the world is Barbora. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting. Back in the day, like Ward said in the chat, there was never an amateur class, and we would go seeking these people. Like
yeah,
they were killers, man. My first match at a nationals was Mike Gould, and he had just won the world championship. And when I went to the Arnolds, like, did I think I was going to win the first time? No. I mean, we went there. I mean, it was Devin and I were fairly new, and back in 2001, I went there, and there was guys like Dave Randall, Eric Wolfell. You know, in years subsequent, there was Ron Bath, there was John. Like, did we think we were going to beat them? No, but we're sure going to give it a go.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because when you, like Ryan was saying, when you do that kind of stuff, and we are the four of us on the show, we grew up in that era where it was like, oh man, because you want to know, Tim wants to know, Nathan, Ryan, myself, we all want to know. Okay, we know who this puller is. He or she is an elite puller. We want to know for ourselves what's the difference. Like, hey, well, what does it feel like to pull an elite puller? So when you get on the table at this tournament, if I'm Freddie and I get on there and Jocelyn, we've seen her on East vs. West, and we've seen her take third at WAF Rose this year. We've seen her on King of the Table. I'm going to put my elbow up there just so I can feel the power and kind of go, oh, this is what an elite puller feels like. That's my thinking. But like I said, when you get these newer pullers in here, not all of them, but the majority of these newer pullers, they have this, I don't want to say entitlement, but they got this attitude like, I can't take a loss. Like, I might go in there, find out how strong it is. That way you can collect some data, go back to the lab and go, okay, I know what that feels like now. Either I'm this far or I'm not far or whatever the case may be, and kind of go, okay, now let me see what I can do once I fix some things and go to another tournament. That's how I think.
Yeah, man, we would give it a go, and then we would look them dead in the eye and go, hey, man, how did I feel? What do you think?
Right.
That's where I gauge it. I'm at, how did I feel? What do you think? Cool. And then then you go for it. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. That's the way you do it. And you show up there, you pull, I'm going to say this. I don't have any real strong opinions on what she did, right? But I will say she missed an opportunity. She missed an opportunity 100%. To at least try a couple of different things on an elite puller and see where there might be a lane, or maybe at least know where not to go. Because if you're aspiring to be great and you want to be at the top of the food chain in that division, you're going to have to pull them eventually. So why not at least get a feel for it now and gather that data? Because the whole I might get injured thing is a little bit weak, especially when you're seen on the after table with some pretty elite pullers doing other things. Just give it a go. Go pull that person. Win, lose, or draw.
Like for me, like, I don't care if you beat me 1,000 times and I know I'm gonna lose 1,000 times. I'm still gonna fight you.
Yeah.
Like I like the fight.
Jeez, I've been in lots of situations where, I knew I was not going to get past that person, but I'm still going to give it a go.
Fucking Neil.
Danny Tesh. It's just it blows my mind because, and Tim, when you first got into it, you live out in Washington, so on the West Coast, and you go to those tournaments, there was guys like, oh, the armbenders are coming. I want to see how Tom Nelson feels. I want to see how Kenny Hughes feels. And that was for us. That was those guys for us living out West, So, and it's just like, come on. There's always some one or two or many dominant pullers in each region of the United States and in Canada that you kind of go, okay, if they show up,
oh yeah,
you're licking your chops. You know what I'm saying?
I remember every Washington State championship back in the day in Pasco, Washington, or Kennewick, Washington, one of the whatever over there. Yeah. You heard that motorcycle. You're like, today's the day. I'm getting Anthony D'Antonio. The fucker just drove down from Canada. Said, "This is my year," and it never happened.
Yeah,
that's one guy I still have never beat.
You want to? You guys want to move on to the next little pitch of controversy here?
We can, but
video.
Legia says, "What do you think of Alazan being stripped of his titles? It has been over a year now since he's last competed. You know what?
I mean,
if you're not going to be active,
has that been confirmed?
Well, I'll say this: it's almost like the rankings. If you don't compete, step. It's what's that term people use? Either shit or get off the pot. If you're not going to compete, then you don't need to be up there. You need to get bumped down. That's just my personal opinion. So if that is true, why not? I mean, you can't be holding up titles if you're not going to compete. If it's true,
I agree. I mean, that's I don't know. I agree. That's above our pay grade. We have nothing we can do about that. We'll let the higher ups decide what they want to do, and we'll move on from there.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
Ryan, you said you had video. The next one, let's do
Sure,
it.
I can play this thing.
Uh-oh.
We gonna play this?
If you were there,
I think the best part about this video
We'll play it. And we'll
is
see what
that.
happens.
All right.
we got volume.
Volume up. Can you guys hear it? Because I can hear it.
Oh, we don't need to hear it.
I hit a button. Sorry.
Yeah, once we get halfway through all this, it's on the ready go, and
I'll fast forward a little bit here.
so here I've seen the video over and over with the audio. So basically, Michael Bedwell in the red shirt, he's been known to be very fired up, right? And he
Jody,
was.
we can't hear you.
Can you hear him now?
I can hear him.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, Michael Bedwell's a very, very, I guess you could say emotional
Welcome for
forward.
me.
He's fired up, and it was like, let's go, this, that, and the other. Don't fuck with coming to Texas for this shit. And you can see Nathan McCallum's response, like, dude, what the fuck's your problem? Kind of went back there, and Michael's still going at it, and then to the point where Michael's like, come on, mother, the spit's coming out, thinking, was all that necessary? And there's always another side of the story. So Nathan, when that was posted, that was on Robert Kelly's page, by the way. He posted that. So Nathan was like, okay, that's kind of funny how that's been shown, but yet he doesn't show the part where I beat him twice to take first place. And it goes to, it's like going, why are we doing all that? I understand we get fired up at the table sometimes. If it's for first place, if it's for somebody you really want to beat, sometimes emotions get involved. But there's a way to go about that, right? There's a respect thing. I mean, if you're like, what the fuck with Texas? And yeah, bring that stuff over here. It's like, okay, was all that necessary? Because knowing Nathan McCallum, he's not a trash talker. He's a very low-key guy and stuff, so I don't know what dynamic that happened. I don't know why it happened, but it's like, what are we doing? Tim, you were there. What'd you witness?
I mean, exactly what you saw. It was like, I don't know if there's built up between the two, like talking or, banter on the internet or whatever. But I was just laughing the whole time because there was only one win. And I was like, you were on the B side. Like, and to get up in someone's face like that didn't really make sense to me. Like, if there was, trash talk or whatever beforehand, which again, I don't know. You might want to save it for the final match because the final match you got waxed. I mean, so that's why I was like, all that was for nothing, in my opinion, because the last match you lost, which I don't know. I mean, there was some controversy with some of the reffing on that match and some other things, but that's when we can change. But like, I don't know. It was, I mean, there was kids in the crowd, a lot of them. That's what I didn't really like about that.
That's what I was getting to. You got ladies and kids in there. It's like, you don't need to act like that because now you can be an intense puller without going to that extreme. When you have kids there, I'm sure there's a venue where
you can change the choice of words and be passionate and be, amped up that you won the match and you got another match and now you're 1-1 on the, on the finals. But the choice of words and the getting in someone's face. Now I could say that could have been a couple different people besides Nathan McCallum getting in someone's face like that. That might have not been the outcome.
Yes. There's a handful of guys that we all know. You do that to them, you might not have made it back to the finals. But it'd be one thing if he smacked the table, let out a "let's go" or "yeah," that kind, totally acceptable. But when you go the extreme and your spit's coming out and you're like, basically, it's almost like he flexed on him like that. But Nathan's kind of like, all right, he's just kind of, whatever, what's this guy's problem? Don't mess with Texas or whatever that statement he made was. I'm like, bro, calm down. Like, it's not that serious. And then you didn't even win. All that in the first place it blows my mind. But like I said, that could have been handled differently. When you got kids there, it's like, all right, man, there's a respect thing. And, what I try to do at my events, like, hey, before we start, because there's a fundraiser, hey, respect is number one because we do have kids here. We do have sponsors here. And, don't be acting like that. That ain't cool. And like you said, the way people are acting these days, it's like, take a step back for a second.
I got a question for Nathan about this. Or not Nathan, pardon me, both of you guys. Tim, you were there, right?
Yeah.
What was the attitude after they left the stage?
Like after the final match?
Well, no, like right after that match, did it calm down immediately or did it continue?
It only continued from Michael. I mean, Nathan was over there just rubbing his arm down with his guy, talking, getting ready for the next match. He wasn't even saying a word. It was just him still yelling on stage until he came back up to the table, and then it was just silent.
So from a very strict, strategy perspective here, that guy might have made a huge mistake in just dumping all of his adrenaline just poured out of him.
Yeah.
After that one match, and then he had nothing left in the finals. He had given up all of his energy. And I know guys get fired up. I mean, yeah, he could have cleaned up his language, but if we're going to say that, then we got to say that about a ton of guys, about a ton across the sport at every level.
Well, but, yeah, I mean, but people, again, it's not, I won't even say it's just the cussing off the get-go, right? Because you'll say stuff and, because you're hyped up, but it went on for like a minute and a half on stage. You never left the stage. And he just kept yelling on stage at him. That's where I have a problem. Be passionate right off the get-go. I wouldn't get in someone's face like that. But then, cool. Then you're talking to your corner guy or whatever. You're getting ready for your next match. The dude didn't leave the stage and just stayed there and yelled.
Yeah, that's a lot, man, because you're pushing that envelope where, like Dodie said, if it's the wrong guy, it's going to lead to something different.
If it's Tom Nelson, I guarantee the guy would have got his jaw cracked. There's certain people you don't do that to. And, and the thing is, though, is that, okay, like Tim just said, when they got back to the table, it was quiet. Okay, well, now you made the situation more tense. Now everybody's walking on eggshells. They don't know what to expect now. It's the Texas State Championships, right? And it's the finals. And now everybody should be like, all right, this is for first place. Let's go. You don't have that now because Michael Bivol decided to act that certain way. And now everybody's kind of going, what's going to happen now? It should never, a tournament of arm wrestling should never be like that, Yeah. Perfect example. Tim, last year at your event, I got a pin on James Wall. I was fired up, but I didn't launch at him. I was like, I smacked the table. I went, yeah. And I went to the crowd, was like, yes. But it wasn't like in a distasteful manner. It wasn't disrespectful toward James. I was like, yeah, but it wasn't like, I'm yelling at James, spit coming out and all that kind of, it wasn't nothing like that. So, I mean,
there had to have been something in I would just think there has to be something history or something that I don't know. I never asked. I mean, I was busy having my own matches, but I don't know. It was off.
Clearly that guy was, that win meant something. So.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The third soapbox. My word, what are we doing today? So, did y'all catch the Chuck Ryder situation with the Bishops?
Now, let me start this one off. Like Chuck, I've blocked that guy a long time ago because he used to just come at me, and I never met the guy. I've never been in a room with him, as far as I know. But he seems to have a real disdain, and it's to the point where, I'm thinking to myself, I might have to fight this guy I've never seen.
Guys just announced left and right-handed. Records Bornman versus Schoolboy.
Oh, Rickards is oof.
Left and right.
Wow. Is that Atlantic City?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
That's good.
Lost my train of thought for a second.
Anyway, Chuck, what does he do? Chuck, what does he do?
Yeah. Well,
he did something.
Okay, so I heard about it and no one talked about it. Then I saw a video from Justin Bishop, on his channel, and you guys probably saw it. And I'm watching it, and apparently it was Chuck felt like he was outnumbered, but the referee and the people that he didn't get a fair shake or whatnot, and it got a little testy, and Justin was like, "Hey, just so you know, when people come after my family, I got to say something." So it was I think the match was between Justin's brother Josh and Chuck or whatnot, and no one's seen this video of it, so I don't know how far you want to go with that, but it's just a bunch of posts back and forth. And again, it was Chuck is saying that you Bishop guys and your friends or whatever, and all your lackeys or whatever, ass kissers or whatnot, you guys try to screw me out of the match, this, that, and the other. You guys got in my face. Talking about I could have called the cops, but I'm not that kind of guy or whatever. That was his response this morning. I'm thinking, what in God's name happened over the weekend with all this stuff going on? I'm like going, we're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be going to tournaments. We should be talking about how Tim's group won 12 medals. We should be talking about how the Ottawa had 532 entries. And yet here we are talking about this. We should talk about how Ryan Espy finally moved into his new home. And yet we're talking about stuff like this.
Still in the old one here, buddy.
Oh, sorry. but you know what I'm saying? Like, I know we try to, as much as we try to get away from the drama, it always comes back to us. And I always sit there and take a step back and go, people, this is why our sport, your sport, my sport, everybody's sport, why we can't go forward, because it's stuff like this.
I thought you were going to start rhyming there. Everybody sport. Oh.
But it just baffles me. We're here to have fun. We're here to compete. Sometimes we compete for, pride, money, awards, personal, whatever. And yet, you can't do that because somebody or some bodies got to act a fool. And the way our sport is now, because there's so much social media going on, there's more eyes on our sport more than ever. And that stuff gets out there. And then they wonder why we can't make it big because it's shenanigans like that.
What did Jackie Moon always say? Everybody love everybody.
Right. I don't get it. It blows my mind. There's no need for that. But I don't know. Tim, give me something. What do you think, man? I mean, why do you think? And I'm gonna ask all you guys, but I'm gonna start with Tim first. Why do you think some people need to act a certain way to get views, to get fucking attention? What is it?
I mean, I think this is a buildup from something that's led up to something. I mean, they both are in Alabama. I mean, they both have their respective clubs. I think there's just beef between the two, and something got out of hand. I haven't seen any video. I've only seen just two sides of the story. One's this side, one's this side. And so the only thing I can gauge off of, I mean, without seeing a video or, somebody else chiming in, like in the crowd that said something that's non-biased, I just think there was beef that, he wanted that match. He felt like he got screwed, but then took it too far. And then allegedly did some things. I don't know. Wasn't there. Can't comment. Well, again, it's just that people like, I don't know, like everybody's so quick to take something to the internet and get people's opinions, but like, how could anybody have an opinion if you weren't there? Like,
right.
And I don't understand, like, like by posting that, what are you looking for? For us to go, I'm changing my views about Justin Bishop or his dad or him because of what you said. I can't, or, I understand Justin Bishop made a a video responding to that. But again, I'm not going to look at that and say one of my different views about Chuck Ryder, because what you said, I wasn't there. And so I think that like a lot of these things can be handled differently. I mean, I've had stuff happen at my events, and I handle it pretty quick. I've never tossed a guy out for what he did, unless he
But, I mean,
would keep on going. But like,
well,
who's the promoter? Like,
I
what did
think
the
we
promoter do?
I think we have a great example of that. What was it, a few years ago when Lachlan from Australia and Saray got into it, right?
Yeah,
They had their issue. We had a little shoving match. They ended up back up with each other on the table, and what happened? They hugged it out. Everything was good. Everybody was fine afterwards. Like things
yeah.
can
I
be
squashed
handled.
that shit real quick as a promoter, as you should.
Yep.
But like, I
I mean,
could have.
stuff can be handled, professionally and quickly and properly. It's just people have to want. I think it's, it comes down to the promoter, and it also comes down to the person, right? Like if the person's all fucking been out of shape and this, that, and the other, obviously, and it's not going to be clear headed, it's harder to squash things. Uh, but if a person's clear minded and can, process things properly, and they're not that high strung. I mean, sure, it's pretty high strung at that moment, but it's still, people were able to get sense to him, which was good. Um, it can be done in I guess we'll say, a professional manner instead of things having to go to the internet, right? Like I think there was more made about the Saray and Lachlan issue than what it actually was, and that's mainly because the internet got a hold of, like, oh, look at this, blah 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 blah. Like, but that, yeah, they show the shoving match, but they don't show after the fact when they were having a drink together and having, a hug and a
Yeah.
match and stuff like that, right? So
Well, the reason why I brought up the Josh situation because you were there. The reason why I brought up Nathan McCallum and Michael Bidwell because Tim, you were there. So it's different when you got people who were there in person, kind of saw it to shed some light. So that's the reason why I brought that up, because I knew for a fact you two were there. So you could probably say more than what a video may say or that kind of stuff. We got 2 comments, one for Tim and then one for the group or the topic. Justin Cobble says we keep perpetuating stereotypes about arm wrestling for being meatheads. Justin, you're absolutely right. When can we knock this stuff off? Really, when can we knock it off? And the other comment, this is for Tim. It says from David Jensen. Hey guys, more arm sports entertainment athletes on East First West Atlantic City. Do we have anybody going there on the card?
Bogdan.
Okay. So yeah, they should get more people, more arm sports entertainment athletes. Tim, what is your response to that?
I love it. I mean, I'm glad these people are getting opportunities. We've been pushing Bogdan for a long time. Me and Bogdan, we were talking about this. We were talking about in Australia with me and Devin. We're talking about it. Neil's been pushing hard for Bogdan as well. All the arm wars he's been doing. He deserves it. I'm happy for him. I'm happy another guy that comes to Arm Sports Entertainment and helps rep Arm Sports Entertainment is getting another shot. I think it's going to be a phenomenal match. I think that Bogdan's going to shock everybody. I truly do. Bogdan will be out at Washington State the weekend before, getting his last little preps in and getting ready. And me and him will travel out to Atlantic City and some other things together, and he'll be ready to go.
That's the weekend after Washington State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 13.
So let's say to our next topic, opportunity. So we'll take Bogdan, and because he's such a fucking rare gem, he's like, well, Arm Sports Entertainment, Arm Wars, Arm Gods, East First West. When somebody of that caliber gets all these opportunities, how does one handle that, Tim? I mean, like, or Ryan or Nathan, how does one handle that? Like, okay, should I do this? Should I not do that? I mean, help me out here, because, like I said, Bogdan's one of those rare gems that can be on every single platform on those shows because he's that talented. How does one handle that?
He's also like one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I mean,
exactly.
I don't think the dude's ever been mad at a table. I mean, you could just talk trash to him and he'll just smile and laugh. He's never going to talk it back. I mean, he's just a likable guy. He doesn't like controversy. He doesn't get caught up into, some of these promoters that don't really see eye to eye with each other. I'll say it that way. And he doesn't
But
get
he's
caught
good.
up in.
But he's gonna talk some shit to you though.
Yeah. But I mean, he's
And
awesome,
that's
and he's
I think that's one of his selling points too. He's got the gift of gab, right? He is good in an interview. He can talk, which
Mhm.
It's
is
almost
also
like
a big selling point.
when he talks, it's if he's trying to like trash talk, it's funny. Like, okay, so
Mhm.
like here, if Travis Bacon talks trash, it's funny, it's entertaining. I see Bogdan in the same light, only he was just real delicate. So, what show was that on? He was on there with him and Coach Ray. It might have been Neil and Jerry and
Yeah, they were doing an arm war.
Jablonski.
It was an arm wars thing. It was
Yeah,
I was yeah,
the fix, I think it was.
Yeah,
it
and
was they were doing the fix.
it was cool because all of them fucking pressed, so it was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
Well,
Jablonski
the
had
thing
said
is,
something kind of out of pocket, and Bogdan pretty much corrected him, but then he did it with a laugh and a smile. And I thought it was kind of because Bogdan doesn't have a mean bone in his body. I met him in person at Arm Gods, and that guy is just tops, man. That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
but the thing is, everybody looks at Bogdan and they think he's just a presser. He's not.
No.
He
Mhm.
can pull anywhere.
I've
I mean,
seen him get a little worked up at the table.
yeah. I mean, if we to stay on the Bogdan subject real quick, if we look at the match with Paul, we have to look at their most common opponent, which is Archon Khachatrian. Archon gave, I mean, the match. I mean, Paul won very convincingly, but there were some spots in there where Arson was in the match. I think we can all
Mhm.
say that. If we go back and look at the Arson versus Bogdan match, it was extremely one-sided, and he top rolled the ever living shit out of Arson too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
I think this match is a lot closer than everybody thinks it's going to be. In
Mhm.
my opinion, I honestly have it at a very, very, very slight edge to Paul Lynn. And I'm talking 51-49
Hmm.
because I'm basing it off common opponent.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
So
like 3-2.
I think there's a very good opportunity that it's 3-2 because I think everybody's thinking that Bogdan is just going to come in there and press. And I think there's a chance that he will. But there's also a very high likelihood that he's going to top roll as well and catch Paul off guard. So
I think it may come down to if Paul can stop the match, like because Bogdan's so quick, doesn't matter what move he leashes out, it's going to be quick. It's going to be wham. It's going to be wham, or it's going to be it's going to be quick. So one has to wonder, okay, if Paul's going to slow that head down, he's going to have to get in the strap to slow it down to get us some kind of bite. My opinion. Not saying I'm right, but I think it may come under that. Can you stop it? And if you do stop it, where do you stop it? Do you stop it here? Do you stop it here? You see what I'm saying? Like
I
a lot
have
of
this is a very highly, for me, it's one of the it's the one of the closest match that's been announced thus far.
right. I know it's not a prediction show, but I thought I
Yeah.
just had to.
We will get there. We will get there, and I will win again.
You didn't win last time. Shut up.
I won for the first time in 8, 9 tries. So I'm still
Yeah.
holding on to that title.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't Ryan.
Come on now.
I picked too many friends. Man,
Thought it
friends
was,
let me down.
Thought it's like golf. The lowest score wins.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
So Tim, 12 medals from you guys. Who took first and all that kind of stuff. Let us in.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, when it all came about, I guess when I couldn't end up going to Ottawa, which I'm mad because I think I could have won that 210 class. Just saying. But I was like, man, I think it's a 6-hour drive, 5.5, 6-hour drive. I was like, they always want us to come over there. I was like, I think I should build a team to go over there and try to pull almost like every pro class, right?
Right.
And so Steve wanted to go, Lewis wanted to go, and I was actually trying to get Sid, a super, to come with us, and it just didn't happen. So anyways, I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna bring Joseph. You know, and here's the theory about it too. You don't really see this too much because, and I'll throw out the elephant in the room. People don't want to lose their ranking, so they're not going to go to a tournament. Me and Joseph said, "Fuck it. Why do people with rankings not go to tournaments? Let's go put our ranking on the line." I haven't pulled a 220 tournament in 3 years. I've always pulled lower or higher. I said, I'll go pull it. I don't give a shit. I said, let's just show people that even if you have a ranking, not be scared and go show up. And that's what we fucking did. And he pulled 54s and 76s. I went up to 220 so Steve West could pull 198s because he's walking around there. And Lewis pulled 242s and he pulled masters. He's like 215. So we just gave it a whack. And my son came. My son pulled the 54s as well. And yeah, Joseph, we started with left. He waxed the 154. Then he ran into a problem on the left at 176. And I just thought it was hilarious because everybody wanted us to lose. Like we came into their dungeon.
Really?
They just were booing us and screaming.
Wow.
And this is left-handed, right? So this is like our party arm. So we're taking some losses, right? But we're still battling. But every loss we take, it was like Texas just won the fucking championship of the World Cup or some shit, right? And so Joseph takes second place in the 76 left-handed, and people are just going ape shit. Steve West takes third left-handed.
Not to cut you off, that kid that beat him on the Shanks kid that beat him on left is very young and still very new in the sport. So like that kid's
a lot of potential.
A
lot of potential. And then I ended up taking third left-handed on the 220s, and then I think Lewis took third left-handed on the 242s or whatever. My son took second place to Joseph left-handed in the 154s. After going 0 for 4 in the tier 2, steps up to tier 1 and takes second. It was fucking beautiful. Best thing all day. And then it was just so funny because people just kept chirping. And I was like, guys, you ready for right arm yet? Because that's why we fucking came here. And then the fucking place went silent. Like every match we had, Joseph waxed the 54. Joseph waxed the 76. Steve West almost waxed the 98, took second place. Nobody touched me in the 220s. I beat everybody in the 220s. And none of us pulled the 42s right because I was going to pull 42s right and maybe even supers.
Right.
But those went before the 220s and with money beyond the line. And I had some bangers in the 220s that Luis, I don't know.
Alacron. Luis Alacron.
So freaking strong.
Yeah, he's the one that he pulled Dustin to Woody in that super match in Utah and just ran over to Woody like he was nothing.
Yeah, he's so strong. And then Freddie was in there. Freddie's lost weight. He's down to 220.
Freddie's fan. How did Freddie feel?
I didn't feel him. He knew it too. He was just he was talking and trying to get me to foul, trying to get the refs to foul. And I just told him to hit. And I said, do you want to go hook, top roll, whatever you want to do, just go there and I'll let you hit as hard as you can. And then I'll just let you know I'm going to pin you. I want
to pull that guy.
But he's like, it was kind of funny though, because he's like, you can't touch my hand. So after I let him hit and held him, I said, are you ready? He goes, yeah, just pin me. And then I kissed his hand.
See, I thought Fred, I mean, I'm sure he's strong, but it just seemed like he portrays himself as like, oh man, like I want to pull that guy one day, but
he won left. He won left. We never faced left. The only person I lost to left-handed was the Luis guy. We had a battle round 1, and then to go to the finals, we had another battle, and he ended up winning the left.
Luis's hand is fucking strong too.
And then there was an older gentleman, I can never pronounce his name. He's an old veteran that was there. He looks way bigger than 220. Anyways, I pulled him. His hand is so thick. It was unbelievable. And I actually couldn't top roll him at first. I was like, holy shit. So we actually had to go into a hook. But it was bad. We did what we wanted to do. We went in there and we took 12 of their pro medals. We almost won half of their pro classes.
The guy that won the 98's Iskander, he's a badass, man. He's a 54 guy, and he won the 98.
Yeah, he's like 76. He's 76 now. He's not that low anymore, but he's strong as shit. At least
Yeah.
maybe not 54s local, maybe 54s on a bigger international
Yeah,
stage.
he's done an international. He's on 54.
Yeah, but I mean, Steve put up a fight against him.
And then
he was there.
Yeah, Robbie won right hand supers, which I kind of figured he would. I didn't figure anybody
Mhm.
would move him, which didn't happen from what I saw.
Mhm.
You know what that reminded me of, Tim? When you guys went up there and took it, reminded me of the old Armbender days when Tom Nelson and Luke Kent and Randy Weaver and those guys. They had a guy, Kenny Hughes, all those guys, Brian Brandon and Robbie Toby. They all had a guy each class just take first, and this was kind of like we're all kind of going, "What the fuck?" You know, that's what that reminded me of when you guys.
Well, that was kind of the point too, and everybody's like, "Why are we not going to tell anybody we're coming?" I'm like, because I don't want people to just back out, right? Because it had to be a minimum of 4 people per class for the money. And sure as shit, when we got there, a couple of people pulled out of the class because some of us. And I was just like, and that's what happened. So I was like, I ain't telling anybody we're coming. We woke up at 3:00 in the morning. We all met at 4 near the highway. We drove 6 hours. We drove 6 hours. We sat there all day until the pros started at 3. And mind you, we all weighed in the same day. We didn't get a rehydrate. We all Joseph cut and pulled the same day and put his ranking on the line, knowing what he could lose, right? Because he is an East versus West guy right now. He's been pulling, and he's like, I don't give a shit. Listen, we're gonna test ourselves. Let's go do it. So we all weighed in the same fucking day. We pulled all day. We had dinner, and we drove home and got home at 3:00 in the morning.
Here's the thing. You just said Joseph put his ranking on. He's an East versus West guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's what, 2-0 at East versus West?
Yep.
3-0?
2.
Okay.
2.
Well,
2?
3 with the organization, 1 king of the table, and 2 East West.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm a guy in a 154, 176 class and he shows up, I'm thinking, ooh, you know, there's going to be social media. This might be my chance to see what he feels like. Maybe I can, you know, like Ryan would say, maybe I can find a lane. I can do this kind of stuff. And then, you know, you said
especially for him, it was stacked up even more. He had to pull 54s before 76s. So if you were 76s, you're damn if I wouldn't have got in that fucking thing just to get a crack after he has to go through 54s.
Right. And yet you said when y'all got there, people, like you said, a couple people kind of backed out. That's what kills me about this sport. You got people backing out because, oh, so-and-so's here, I'm not going to win. Therefore, it's almost like those guys that are backing out, get the fuck out. Don't even go find something else to do. Don't even be a part of our sport anymore, because that kind of attitude blows my mind, because they want to be, you know, I want to make sure I make top 3. That way, if they show up, why do I want to show up? I want to blows my mind. That's the kind of shit that pisses me off.
It's an opportunity for them to get onto a bigger stage too. Like, that's the way they should look at it. Beating a guy like that.
Yeah.
And if you don't, well, no one expected you to win anyway. It's kind of like it's a no-lose situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about it, and I will say this will not be the last time that we're going to do it. In at least 2 or 3 more state championships next year around the United States, you will see my team show up, and we will compete in our classes that we're ranked in. And we don't give 2 shits if we win or lose, but we're going to put it on the line, and we're coming as a team to take all their medals. And we're going to do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And I was actually pretty excited. That was actually for, I'll call it a career. It's not a career because it's not professional. But my years of polling, that was my 10th state championship, but in a different state. So it meant something to me.
No, it's good.
What I was going to say was I was happy for Robbie. Obviously, he's been going through a lot lately, you know, in life. And so for him to go, I mean, he just walked through supers. And then Anthony pulled good. I think he got 3rd right-handed 42s. And then kind of, from what I could tell, steamrolled everybody in 42 left.
Which it was a class that when there was 5 minutes left of registration, he was the only person in that class.
What?
So
yeah, his
Anthony's
left is nasty.
I jumped in there. Luis Pereira jumped in there, and another guy jumped in there just so it could be a money class.
What the hell's going on, man?
Yeah, Anthony's left is stout right now.
Anthony's always been good left. I mean, good right too. But I mean, Anthony's a killer. Robbie's one of the most underrated super heavyweights in North America.
Yeah, I want to see Chocolate Thunder versus Anthony left-handed.
They've done it.
Ooh.
Right now. I want to see it. I think it's a good match.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking, Tim, maybe, let me see here. Planet, boom. When's Arizona State?
June 6th.
Jody, when's your event?
June 13th. Anthony Lowe, Chocolate Thunder, left hand. What's something to talk about?
Anthony's dropping weight right now too. He's been bigger. He's coming back down to 220. Slowly but surely.
That's I'm kind of shooting for that. Anyway, so but yeah.
It wasn't long ago when Anthony ran over everybody right and left-handed at Arizona State.
We should have a Can-Am Connection team show up somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine? Hey, let's do that, man. This is like, fuck that. Let's go ahead and do that.
That's what I was telling the guys. I was like, man, I just remember back in the day, right? Like the Corey Millers and Chris Chandler showing up and doing a team competition at Oregon State. You know what I mean? And
just two of them on a team. Just two of them on the team.
It. And I said, I just want to come to these state championships wherever they're at and do it. And so we already planned our next one. And I don't even care. People can come show up. We're going to Utah State in March. We're going to wreck you guys too. And we're going to keep going. I don't give a shit. We're going to go to the next state after that. If you want to find Joseph at 176 and 154, find him at Utah State.
Who you got pulling supers on your squad?
Supers? Nobody yet.
Because you're gonna have to just like
it's probably gonna be Sid from Arizona down here.
There you go. Because you got if Cody pulls, Scott Evans, whoever, in the supers.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just gonna come have fun and try to just get a medal.
Interesting.
I like that. That reminds me of the good old days, man. I'm sorry. That reminds me of and it was fun unless you're on that guy went to the U.S. Open. You saw Chandler and fucking Corey Miller just blast through everybody. Used to piss me off. How does two people clean up their team? Think about this. The team competition.
Two people.
Just two dudes, and they won the whole thing. They beat Team Oregon, Team Washington, Team California. Didn't matter. Team Idaho. They came there with two people and wiped the floor with everybody.
I think that one year, 2009, I want to say, Corey pulled 11 or 12 classes.
And won most of them.
And won 8. I believe he won 8 of them. And placed in every single one of them.
Yep.
That was when money was on the line a lot too.
Yeah.
There was only money for the teams though. It wasn't money per class. It was just money for the teams.
So somebody brought Engen's name up. I'll tell you a story about way back in the day, back when they used to have these tournaments all over, like around North Dakota, South Dakota. I think Mary McConaughey was putting them on, and there was cash in all of them.
Yeah.
And my old coach went down there thinking he was going to clean them all up and do the city to city to city tour over a few days. And he probably would have. But some guy from Turkey showed up and decided to do the exact same thing.
I mean,
Pickup
used to do the same thing.
Did a United States tour and created everybody in every class.
I mean, Neil and I had that. Neil and I've had that conversation a few times too. How he would come to the States, do some events for a few weeks, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 later, go home.
Yep.
Isn't that what Bogdan's doing right now?
What?
Mm-hmm.
He's coming to the States, and
I can always tell when Tim's trying to keep a secret. He just kind of nods.
It's gonna be fun. I will tell you, we have a whole arm sports group showing up to the Cali pay-per-view the day after my event, and that's gonna be pretty fun.
Is that the Chris Kringle?
Yeah.
No, not.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
it's a Kringle. It's a Kringle. Yeah, it's a Kringle pull.
Yeah.
Boys,
Bishop and John Therian?
Me, Bogdan, Brent Rackers, Uncle John, Steve West, and Mario Timbakis are traveling down there together.
Wow. Boys, we got to put a bow on this one. I got to go kill something.
What?
I got to go sit in a field with a rifle.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're going hunting. That's right.
Hey, this is 2025. You got to specify what we're doing here.
Oh yeah. I'm going to wait a minute.
Someone might screen record this and put
I'll
it on the
use-
internet saying
I didn't say somebody. I
he's
said
going
something.
ape shit up
It
there in
doesn't
Canada.
matter.
Could be a house
Send-
plant we're talking about.
Send the FBI. Ryan Espy's gone crazy in Canada.
It's the Mountie on the West Coast.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, before we hop off, Jody, little birdie texted me, and there's a whole van full of people driving down from Red Deer, Alberta to Washington State.
Red Deer, Alberta. I wonder who the little birdie was.
I can't remember his name. That's why.
Yeah.
I've met him so many times. He texted me and got information. He said he's bringing a van full of people from their team down.
Let's go.
Can't remember his name. He's good too.
He might have 3 different names he chimes in on the chat with.
Yeah,
maybe.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Through.
This, that, and the other.
All right, boys. Sorry to cut her short, but
That's all right. We got this. Don't forget this Saturday. Is this the one where it's Mosick versus Danielle Evanson? Is that this Saturday coming up?
Yeah, it's at Pablo's.
Ryan, thank you. Dakota. That's who texted me.
Dakota.
Oh, Dakota Shipton.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dakota. Yeah.
This weekend's Pablo's event in Chicago, guys. Make sure you go hit it. It's also an honor qualifier.
Yes.
So,
Hey,
you're in the
December
Midwest.
6th is coming up fast. That is the last chance qualifier up here for the Arnolds. It's at the Mansask Challenge in Portage La Prairie, Manitoba.
Yes.
Portage La Prairie.
Manitoba.
And I'll
All
be
right. I'm excited.
Man,
All right,
I really
guys.
thought I was going to a tournament in Manitoba once, but it wasn't there.
No, it was in
It's weird.
Steinbach.
Never go. Never gonna let it go.
In the hotel room drinking. Nice. All right, gentlemen. Y'all have a good week. Good training. We'll catch up next week.
Are we after darking?
2 minutes. Yep.
Okay. Let's do it.